Hello and welcome guys. So in this lecture, let's work on the top part of our guitar so we can create all these pegs over here. Alright, so first I will just select this piece and I will add a bevel modifier to it because we did not add it. Just add a bevel modifier, apply the scale and adjust it. Alright, let's move further and press 1 for the front view. And we can look at the basic shape of this peg from over here only in the reference image. So basically just add a cube, scale it down and just try to roughly match it with the reference image. Something like this. And now press 3 for the right side view and just try to scale it down on the Y like this. We can like rotate them at a later on stage, but for now I think that's alright. So let's see. Press Ctrl A and apply the scale first. Now again press 1 for the front view. Let's place it over here. Enable X-ray and let's see. Press tab to go into the edit mode. Press Ctrl R and add the edge loop right in the middle. So hit right click like this. Let's select these two vertices and move them up. We can move this one over here like this. Then basically just press Ctrl B and bevel it out like this. And just move it all downwards. Something like that, and we can select this one also and press Ctrl B and bevel it out just a little bit so that we have something like this. Press S then Y and scale it down on the Y axis a little bit. And also I will just scale it down like this also. Shade smooth this and enable auto smooth. Next what I will do is I will press tab and select this edge over here and select this edge, press S then Y and scale it down like this. So I think we did not make the bevel like smooth enough. We can maybe select this edge and bevel them out separately. It will give us like a weird topology, but I don't think it matters that much. You can select these two edges over here and scale them down a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this. Now what we can do is select it, press Shift plus S and cursor to select it to bring the cursor over here. So what this cursor basically does is you can hold your Shift and right click and like move it around, and wherever you place it, a new object would be added exactly over there. So to place it at exactly at like an object, you can select that object, press Shift plus S, then cursor to select it. And now when I add like a cylinder, it would be added exactly over here. This way it is like a little bit easier to move around things. So press 7 for the top view and let's just press R then R then Y and scale it down on the Y axis by 90 degrees. So type in 90 in your number pad. Again shade smooth this, enable auto smooth and scale it up on the X like this. If you want, we can maybe give it a little bit of detail. Press Ctrl R, add two edge loops like this. Place them over here. Press Alt T and extrude faces along normal. We can select this now, press Ctrl B to bevel it out. Give it something like this shape. I think that's pretty good. Now we can just quickly place around these tuners. Maybe we can select them both, press Ctrl J to join them together. And let's see. They are a little bit smaller than the reference image. If you want to scale them like this, you can just scale it overall. But yeah, I think That's pretty good. Let's move them around over here. Press 3 for the right side view. And for now, let's just set the rotation. Go to item and set all the rotations to 0. And now just rotate it on the X by 90 degrees and on the Z by 90 degrees like this, so that we can place them perfectly for now and rotate them later on. So press 3 and just place it like this. Press Shift plus D, place like this, and press Shift plus D again, place it like this. Now press 1 for the front view and bring them in. And now let's just quickly use the mirror modifier to duplicate it on the right side. That way it is like much easier. So go to mirror modifier, modifier tab, select this and add a mirror modifier. So you will notice that it is not really working properly because we need to set the mirror object. So we want to duplicate this thing over here, like according to this object over here. So select it, select the mirror object as this, and you can see it is working perfectly now. And let's quickly do the same thing for all of them. All right, that's perfect. And now we cannot really like edit them. If you see, if you rotate it, both of them would be rotated at once. You can see if you rotate it like move it around, both of them would move or rotate at the same time. So first we need to apply the modifier to change them individually. So select it, go over here and then apply. Do this for all of them. Just like that. And now you can select any one of them, and both of them like are a single object. So let's just quickly separate them out. So enable X-ray, select this one, press P and separate selection. And you can see both of them are separate now. Let's just quickly do this for all of them. Alright, now we can just basically rotate them individually. So press R then X and rotate this one like this. Just give them like various different angles. Just like that. Maybe I will select the cylinders. So select them all and just quickly select all of the cylinders. So select them all. To select them all quickly, you can just press L while hovering over them, and you can see you can easily select them. And now I will just scale it up a little bit. You will notice that when you press S and scale them up, they scale like very weirdly. What you want to do is basically go over here and select individual origins. Now they all will basically scale over their individual origin, and that is what we want. So scale them up like this. And yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think they look fine. And for the back side of these things, we have to create like a little holder over here that holds these like tuners in place. So I won't go like too much fancy with it. I will just simply create a cube and let's place it over here. What we can do is we can enable snapping from over here. So enable face project snapping, select face project from over here and select align rotation to target. Now what will happen is when you select this object and press G to move it around, then hold control, you will see it gets snapped perfectly to that face. Let's place it over here. And now basically you can press G then Z. You can like press every axis 2 times to like move it along that particular rotation only. What I basically mean by that is if you press G then X right now, or sorry G then Y, you can see it is moving in this straight line. But if you want to move it along the rotation, press Y once again or press G then Z and Z. And yeah, you can see you can move it along the rotation like this. So if you press G, Y and Y, you are moving it along this rotation. Or if you press G, Z and Z once again. So yeah, this is like really helpful. Let's select them all and move them a bit further like this. Select these three also, press G then Y and move them just a little bit ahead. And yeah, now basically I will select this cube, press Ctrl A, apply the scale. Select this face and move it down. So again press G then Z and Z, and you can move this face exactly along the rotation like this. Press Ctrl and Alt and select all four of these edges. Press Ctrl B and bevel them out just a little bit. Enable auto smooth. And again I will select this and add a mirror modifier. Select the mirror object as this, and yeah. Again select it to duplicate it. Press Shift plus D and this time press Z and Z once again. Sorry, press G then Y and Y once again, and then you can move it below here. Move it a little bit out. Again select it, press G, Y and Y once again. Let's just select these two and move them a little bit inwards. Alright, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with this now. Let's move further now. Press 1 for the front view, again enable X-ray. And let's create these things over here. So these are also pretty easy to do. Just press Shift A and add a cylinder. Again, we will use that snapping on the face light. Just scale it down a little bit and press G and then hold Control, and you can see you can easily snap it onto the face like this. Press 1 once again, enable X-ray. You can press G and hold Control once again and snap it just right about here. Now again, if you press G then Z and Z once again, you can move it outwards just along the rotation. Shade smooth this, enable auto smooth, and basically select it. Press tab to go into the edit mode. First, let's apply the scale. Then press tab, press 3 for face select, select this face, and press I to insert this like this. And now just extrude it outwards. Just like that. And press I once again to insert, and this time insert this inwards. And yeah, basically that's it. Let's just select it and add a bevel modifier to it. Reduce the bevel and enable harden normals. We will select the circle in the middle. You can also make a selection by pressing C and just selecting all the vertices like this. There are like different ways to select. I will just scale it down a little bit. And now again, let's add a mirror modifier to this. Or first we can add the cylinder that is at the center of this. So again, press Shift plus S, select this, press Shift plus S, cursor to select it, add a cylinder, scale it down, it gets added exactly over here. Then you can press G and hold Control, snap it like this. Shade smooth and enable auto smooth. And let's see. Okay, before I think snapping it, let's just properly create it. So set this to 0. Press 3 for the right side view. And it is something like this. So let's see. I will press tab. Press Ctrl R to add an edge loop in the middle. And scale it down from the middle like this. Then press Ctrl B and bevel it out. Let's select the top loop. So hold Alt and select this top loop. Extrude it outwards. Press 3 for face select. Select this top face. Press right click and poke faces. To that you can select this vertex over here and move it out like this. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now press G and hold Control and snap it over here. Obviously, we need to move it inwards and also scale it up a little bit. Now press G, then Z and Z and push it down till here. Maybe scale it up a bit more. Make sure it is not poking from the back side, so you can press Tab and just select them all. Alright, I think that's pretty good. Now we can just join them both. And let's use the mirror modifier now. Make sure to set the mirror object as this. And yeah, it is mirroring perfectly. Let's enable X-ray, select it, press Shift plus D, and then press Z and place it over here. Again, press Shift plus D and press Z. We need to maybe set a little bit, yeah. Select this one first, press G, then Z and Z, and move it down till here. Again, select this and do the same thing. Alright. We can maybe increase the scale of them a little bit. So select them all. Make sure, individual origin is selected from here and scale them up. I think this middle cylinder is just too big for me, so I will select it quickly. And again, select them by pressing L while hovering over them and scale it down. Also, just push it back a little bit. And yeah, I think now it is pretty good. We can definitely make little adjustments later on also, and you can make them according to you. If you're feeling like something is looking too big or too small, you can definitely adjust it on your own. But yeah, now I think I'm pretty happy with this. So the last thing to do is just to add strings onto our guitar. Okay, before that, let's see. I will quickly create this little nut over here. So let's just simply add a cylinder, bring it down over here, scale it down. And this one is really easy to do. Press tab, select this thing and scale it outwards like this. Press Control A, apply the scale. Press 3 for the right side view and move it over here. And we can right click shade smooth, enable auto smooth. Select this face and press E. And press E once again and extrude it like this. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's hit save, and yeah, we are pretty much done with our guitar. So thank you guys for watching. In the next video, we will create the strings and finish with the modeling. Thank you.